Well, hi everybody. I hope your day has been going well here on this Wednesday afternoon. Just like every other Wednesday afternoon, we have our weather update on what we're expecting as we head throughout the end of the week and then to the weekend, and then what you can expect as we head into next week. First of all, I always like to start to talk about what we're dealing with today. You know, every Wednesday at 2:30 we do these updates. So I want to make sure everyone knows who's watching live what we're dealing with out there right now. You see that we do have a lot of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Nothing severe out there, but look up towards Rome. We have a little thunderstorm there just south of Rome. That's just kind of drifting off to the north. A lot of shower activity. Meanwhile, when you get closer on over towards Gainesville and into Athens, all that shower activity just kind of slowly moving off to the north, and nothing too messy about that. There is a severe thunderstorm warning over into South Carolina. That's as of 2:30 on Wednesday afternoon. We'll keep a close eye on that, but that's not going to be really impacting us. You also see a lot of thunderstorm activity down that Mississippi River region, all the way down through Baton Rouge and down towards Houma, Louisiana. They're dealing with a lot of wet weather down their way, but not as bad for us. Temperatures out there sitting in the 80s. You see 89 for Clayton. Pretty hot up there in far northeast Georgia. You see 89 as well for Georgia's Rome. You see 85 in Marietta, 86 in Atlanta. Again, this is as of 2:30 on Wednesday afternoon. We'll likely see these temperatures tick up just a little bit more as we head throughout these next couple of hours. July was a hot month. Notice how hot we were as we ended the month. From the 22nd all the way through the 31st, we stayed at or above average the entire for our high temperatures the rest of the month. So that lets you know we have been dealing with a lot of hot conditions. I think we haven't had 5 days in a row of below average temperatures the entire year. Of below average high temperatures, the entire year. So that just lets you know we have just been stuck in this trend of hot weather all year, and it looks like that's just going to continue here as we head throughout these next couple of days. Taking a look at the radar and the hour-by-hour forecast, don't forget that you can download the 11 Alive app. It can give you live updates of the radar whenever you're on the go and keep you updated on that hour-by-hour forecast. That's what we are actually dealing with as of Wednesday afternoon. 91 degrees there by about 3 p.m., isolated to scattered storms possible, 92 by 4 or 5, and then you see the temperature start to taper off a little bit there for the latter part of the afternoon and into this evening. Don't forget that you can also send in your weather wow moments there and be able to watch the newscast live straight from your phone. Then also, while you're at it, go ahead and download the 11 Alive Plus app for your Roku and Fire TV devices. That way you can watch these kind of updates whenever you're sitting at home and get that extra content that we produce here at 11 Alive to help keep you informed on things happening all around Atlanta and North Georgia as a whole, as well as these weather updates to go along with it. So as we head throughout the rest of today for Wednesday and then into Thursday and Friday as we try to get you set up for the weekend, we're going to be continuing to deal with this chance for these isolated showers and storms. Notice by about 6 p.m., still seeing that possibility of maybe a small storm in southern Cherokee County, moving up that 575 corridor. Then look further off to the east, closer to Augusta. There's going to be a lot of thunderstorm activity that kind of sweeps on off towards the west and north quickly. I'm actually going to run things back a little bit. Again, this is 8 p.m. on Wednesday, 8:39, maybe some thunderstorm activity in Athens, and then that just kind of moves off towards the north and withers away. So our rain chances will go down overnight, and by the time you wake up on Thursday, rain chances will be much lower and temperatures will be lower as well, down into the 70s there by the time you're waking up on Thursday. A little bit of cloud cover here and there, but nothing too messy. We move into the afternoon, and then we'll see those temperatures rise into the 80s to 90s for highs, with isolated showers and storms. And then guess what? We're pretty much going to do it all over again on Friday. Partly cloudy there for the morning and then isolated showers and storms for the afternoon. So much of the days are going to look a lot like what we have for today. Again, we started off today with a little bit of cloud cover out there. This is a time lapse of what we had for Wednesday. Cloud cover broke up just a little bit. You saw a little bit of peaks of blue sky here and there. And then we ended up dealing with a little bit of isolated shower and thunderstorm activity as we headed into the afternoon. And you see that much of the region is dealing with similar things to what Atlanta is dealing with. No delays out at the airport, thankfully. But you look down towards Noonan, looking like some dense clouds down there. While they're not dealing with shower activity now, they may deal with some a little bit later. Don't want any rain out there at Truist Park. The Phillies are in town taking on the Braves. But we will have again that chance for a little bit of isolated shower activity. Notice that's the trend as we head throughout the entire next 5 days. Going to have slight chances for isolated showers and thunderstorms Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And we're just kind of stuck in that summertime pattern here all across North Georgia. And you notice that a half of an inch to about 3/4 to maybe even a full inch of rain are expected across our region as we head throughout the next 7 days. That's going to be mainly for areas around Atlanta, stretching off to the west and then into the northern portions of Georgia. Once you get east and further southeast, that's going to be spots that may see a little bit less. Now, those areas east and further southeast, they're not hurting for rainfall as bad. The latest drought monitor that came out on Thursday shows abnormally dry conditions across North Georgia, but no more moderate drought. Now, depending on how much rain we see over the next couple of days, we may end up seeing this drought monitor update and show a little bit more moderate drought returning for parts of our region. That's because there have been some spots that are really hurting on rainfall. Not so much Atlanta. I notice Atlanta is still ahead for this year, while we haven't had any for the month of August as far as rain is concerned. July finished up fairly close to what the normal is for the month. And then you see for Atlanta again, we're just ahead for the year. But Athens, I want you to look out there, they are more than 2 inches behind on where they should be sitting for this time in August. So for the full year, you can see that we are hurting for areas like Athens. So hopefully we can get a little bit more rain out there to kind of help boost their numbers up just a little bit. But rain chances will be fairly low here as we head throughout the next week, and those temperatures, they stay high. 90 degrees is the average for this time of year, and it looks like we're pretty much going to be at or above average all throughout this next week, with the exception of Monday, just a degree below average possibly. So that just lets you know we're staying on that hot trend. I talked about it earlier when we were looking at the calendar for the month of July, how we stayed above average on those high temperatures pretty much all month, with the exception of a few days. And you see that this week we just continued that trend with highs in those lower 90s. 20 to 30% chances for rain each day. Those aren't significant chances, but with this pattern that we're in, there's so much moisture in the air that any downpour, while you're not guaranteed rain each day, any downpour could end up being a lot of really heavy rainfall for some spots. So that's something that we're just going to continue to keep an eye on as we head throughout the week ahead. And as far as the 8 to 14 day outlook is concerned, as we move past the next 7 days and start to look into the middle of the month of August, it's looking like we're going to stay on the trend of possibly around average to above average rainfall. So that just lets you know these showers and storms that we're having each afternoon likely going to continue here. And then we're also going to stay on the trend of these temperatures that are just there in the upper 80s to lower 90s. That's around average this time of year. And you can see that the 8 to 14 day outlook still showing that around average to above average conditions for all of North Georgia, but much of the southeast outside of North Georgia is looking like they're going to be staying on that above average trend. So hot conditions there for the southeast. But where it's not so hot, I guess you could say it's hot, it's just nothing's going on right now, is over there, the next 5 days, still no chance for tropical development in the Atlantic Basin, while the Pacific Basin has been extremely active. We haven't had a lot of activity in the Atlantic so far this season. We are getting closer on towards the peak, so we may start to see things ramp up just a little bit here. But as of right now, no big issues in the Atlantic Basin. Colin was the latest named storm. The next name on the list would be Danielle, if we do make it to that name. The tropical timeline shows again that hurricane season did begin back in June 1st. The peak of the season is late August to early September. September 10th considered that magical date, but really anytime in late August, early September, that's when we see tropical activity really ramp up in the Atlantic. But remember, you could have big storms hit even into August, November. It's very rare, but sometimes you've had storms even into December. But there have at least been some historic storms that did occur in in October. So can't rule out that later in the season. Something we'll keep a close eye on. Let's hope it doesn't happen though. So as we head throughout the end of the year, November 30th ends the season, and we'll of course continue to keep you updated on the tropics all throughout then. Your weekend getaways. Maybe you're heading somewhere tropical for this weekend. Destin looking like a nice place on Friday. Partly cloudy, pretty much a nice place every day, right? Isolated showers and storms that are going to be more possible for Saturday. Scattered showers and storms as we head into Sunday and then into Monday as well for our friends down there along the Florida Panhandle. If you're heading somewhere closer, maybe up towards Gatlinburg, it looks like their rain chances may be a little bit better as we head throughout the weekend. Charleston, South Carolina may be a nice place to spend some time at for Saturday. Savannah going to be dealing with some of these scattered showers and afternoon thunderstorms, much like what we're dealing with here in Atlanta and Lake Lanier, pretty close by. Those isolated afternoon showers and storms. So we're not talking about constant rainfall that's just going to ruin your entire trip this weekend. It's just going to be off and on. So have a way to keep an eye on the radar. Don't forget that 11 Alive app can be very useful whenever you want those radar updates whenever you're on the go. The 7-day forecast, though, for us, remember, is showing that we are going to be dealing with those isolated storms. So if you're staying home here for Saturday and Sunday, well, you're pretty much going to be dealing with the same kind of thing with those hot conditions. Let's take a look at the Georgia State Park forecast as we head throughout the day on Thursday. Actually, right now it's set up to show for Wednesday, but let me go ahead and fast forward this to show for tomorrow. You see, for today, we did have a little bit of chances for rain here and there, but for tomorrow, it's looking like we are also going to be having some of those isolated showers and storms, mainly into the afternoon, starting off the day drier. Again, we're kind of on a rinse and repeat pattern here. This is pretty much the forecast that we're going to have as we move into Friday and then Saturday as well, where you start off the day with those temperatures in the 70s and then you move into the afternoon and you have the isolated showers and storms as temperatures rise into the 80s and 90s. Skidaway Island looking like it's going to start fairly warm, 81 degrees, so if you're headed down to the Georgia coastline. Then if you're going to be headed up to Cloudland Canyon, there in far northwest Georgia, looking fairly nice there with those temperatures in the 70s to start off with. Wouldn't be a bad place. Some of those nice, cool mountain creeks to kind of relax a little bit as you head throughout the weekend. So I'll leave you all with the 7-day forecast again. Temperatures expected to stay hot throughout this next week. Make sure that you have a way to stay cool, take plenty of breaks in the afternoon. And as always, every Wednesday, we're going to be giving these updates to make sure that you're aware of what the forecast is going to be for the week ahead and throughout the weekend. Don't forget to tune into 11 Alive so that you can get those weather updates straight from your TV. You can also watch the newscasts right from your Roku and Fire TV devices whenever we're live on air, and then also you can watch it from your phone if you download those apps to go along with it. Anytime you need the weather update between newscasts, you can always also head on over to the 11 Alive Plus app for weather updates. We also have them on 11alive.com. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week ahead of them. Make sure that you stay weather aware with these chances of showers and storms each afternoon and try to stay cool out there. We'll continue to keep you updated on everything all throughout the day right here at 11 Alive.